Hello. Welcome to my live. My name is Joelle. I'm the librarian. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes here for people to get logged on. I see there's a person here. Hello. Welcome. If you can hear me, say something. If you can, chat. It is the full moon in Virgo today. And whoo, here's the moon. Wow. Make sure I have this in camera here. Cut the deck. Here's the moon card already. So this is going to definitely be an interesting reading this evening. So my name is Joelle, and I'm the Vibrarian. I'm here to elevate, enlighten, empower with information that I hope you find helpful. I am telling you what, I am on this ascension journey and it is amazing. But I tell you, sometimes the energies that are coming through the collective are quite interesting. And it's a lot to, deal with, to deal with especially full moons and eclipses and things of that nature can really be quite challenging. So I see we got somebody here watching. If you can hear me, can you say something in the chat room or give a thumbs up? Okay, excellent. So the full moon in Virgo, the full snow moon, peaked like yesterday during the late part of the day and through early today. I'm not an astrologer, an amateur hobbyist when it comes to astrology, but I know that, I love the moon and identify greatly with it. So there seems to be a lot of energy that has been going through the collective. And in terms of the astrological forecasts for this particular time, as well as many of the other readings that I've seen on YouTube, as well as in my own reading, the tower energy has been showing up. First of all, it has been showing up within, I'm a Libra, and so within the Libra energy, several of the readings that I listened to recently talk about there being a tower moment within the Libra life. Now, I'm a Libra sun, so if you're a Libra sun, moon, or rising, or Venus sign, then you may experience this tower disruption in your life. Also, in terms of the Twin Flame Collective, there are tower moments that are impacting the energies, excuse me, the energies of individuals who are working their way towards divine union within themselves, of their masculine, feminine, and also then externally with their counterpart, beloved. So this tower, the tower card came up in the reading that I did yesterday. And this card from the deck that I use is from the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. Now, I love these cards. Dame Darcy, give her just like an amazing shout out because this deck is just absolutely beautiful and she's the artist behind all of these. So when the Tower card came up in the reading yesterday, I was really struck by a few things in it. Firstly, there is fire devastation as well as then water devastation. And the guidance that came through me to me is that, the tower brings unexpected change to our lives from something external that happened to us. And so there's many, many ways that things can suddenly change for us. But the ultimate story of the tower is that when these structures actually come down, what emerges from the other side of the tower moment actually it is the tower that enables you to reach a place where you can actually manifest your truest dream. It destroys things that we might be holding on to. It changes and moves us radically from one place to another. So the balance in this particular card between like the fire and the water is that it weren't for this tidal wave sweeping over this burning castle, the castle might burn to the ground. So in this instance, one catastrophe mitigated some of the energy of the disaster overall. I mean, and it's interesting because even in this particular card presentation, the moon is here, you know, over the ocean, and the oceans is our waters. Of course, the elements relate to different aspects of our energy as well. But this, you know, this card really struck me. So as I was meditating and thinking today, I started receiving some channelings and guidance to come on and do a reading because um, the tower is something that people, because of its unexpected nature, of course, it's very disruptive. That's what it's for. But if you're a person who is able to somehow embrace the change that that tower brings, then it will be easier for you to move through this experience and on into what is waiting for you on the other side of this situation. So I wanted to find out and do a reading to see if I could gather more information about what this full moon in Virgo tower energy is changing. So I was guided to look at the ways that we experience our lives are in the energies that are represented within the symbols of the tarot. We have our emotional lives, our mental and thought self, our material manifestation, the way that we live in the world, and then our passions and where we put our energy. So these also correspond then, our emotions would be the water sign element of Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The swords represent the air signs, which is Libra, of course, Aquarius, and Gemini. The pentacles are the earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and the wands are the fire signs. So that would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Okay, so there's a lot of ways that the tower can be visiting the energy. So what I want to try to get some communication from is how these energies are actually then going to play out in our lives. So I've asked for the purest and highest vibration of unconditional love to be channeled through me, through the angelic beings, higher realms, and those that are vibrating in the frequency of truth and the oneness of love in all that is. And so it is. So I'm using basically the regular Rider-Waite tarot, and I want to look here to see. Now, the thing that we know about the tower is that it is not always a catastrophe. It can be good and it can be bad. So in this case, if you are looking at your emotional situation, there could be a sudden change that affects you in an emotional way that makes your life beautiful. Suddenly, all of your emotional happiness, your kids, the family, the love of your life, you know, living beautiful under this, you know, rainbow of emotions and stuff that have been given to you. So there could be a sudden change that has made your life positive, or in an instance where the tower has been a negative disruption, then there could be something of a deeply emotional nature that has suddenly shifted for you. So I want to see what information comes out then related to our emotional, when the tower is visiting those who have had an emotional or will be experiencing an emotional change, something within the heart space, the space of family, and those that are held dear. How is this tower energy influencing those who are watching this particular reading and who resonate with the energies that are coming in? Okay. So interestingly, we have two situations. On the one hand, the chariot is moving forward with emotion, moving forward with confidence and direction. This is forward motion, this is travel, transportation, sudden movement. So it could be that in the emotional sense, there has been a sudden movement in the emotional connection between you and someone that has led to an unexpected emotional satisfaction. Now, in terms of a negative expression of this tower, this card is speaking to an imbalance in energies, something that is out of kilter in terms of giving and receiving. So this could be a sudden change of emotion that a person no longer is going to give to a situation, a sudden change in investment where someone is wanting to invest their time in terms of building and having this emotional situation. So there's certainly that's quite challenging. For those of you who are experiencing a movement forward in your emotional life, a sudden movement forward, congratulations to you. And I hope that well, I know already that it is actually fulfilling your emotional wishes, this sudden change that has come. Now, for those of you who finally suddenly find yourselves in an imbalanced dynamic with a person who's either stopped giving or stopped fulfilling your emotional satisfaction, then this tower has come in order for you to be able to see where this imbalance was, to see where the unequal investment is, so that that structure that was uneven can be disrupted and cleared away, and from the rubble that what will emerge will be something that hopefully then you will craft. This is the ideal dynamic. So, this situation was not ideal anyway, which is why the tower had to come in to disrupt it. Okay. This is in our emotion, come in to disrupt it. Okay. This is in our emotional state. So, in terms of then our mental, yes, our mental state, the Ten of Swords speaks to the completion or being done. As you can see, this particular person, this card is really kind of like painful endings in any particular case, but these are painful endings that are necessary. This speaks to, being stabbed in the back. Like you can see here in this particular card, this ship is in tatters and torns. The Titanic is sinking. I'm almost thinking of like the movie Castaway, like this boat is definitely sunk down. There's no transportation because the sails are tattered. They're lying on the beach here. The anchor is not even anchoring anything. It's just lying off into the sand, right? And this person is done. They look like they've met their end. So if the tower has visited you into you discovering something new, coming to your mental awareness from an outside source. This could be information that you recently learned, discovered, or found. It could be ideas and, the ideas and, thinking and thoughts and backstabbing or situations where you were being cut or hurt by something, and it coming to an end abruptly due to some circumstance from the external. So I want to see what the two facets of energy are then related to this sudden change within the mental realm. Wow. Okay. So for those who have suddenly received new information, this positively aspected tower that has come in, that has revealed something to you, made something clear to you, made you aware of it, this is actually going to now open up a whole new world of possibilities for you. Sorry, I'm sorry. I think I was frozen on my screen. Okay, this is going to open up a whole new world of possibilities. So, the end of this, the sudden revelation, is going to shift you into a place where now there's a whole new world of possibilities. So, this would be like exciting revelations, something that you will be able to use to open up new ways of manifesting, of coming into the fullness of your reality. So this is a beautiful yay tower visitation here. If those old painful ways of thinking and old limited outmoded ways or situations of mental conflict are now falling away so that you can step into a whole new world. I'm kind of hearing A Whole New World by Peebo Bryson and Linda Ronstadt from the movie Aladdin. So that's beautiful. Now in this card, the Judgment, now in negative aspect, this is something that has come in from our mental space that is the 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 judgment is the calling of the accounts. That's when the roll is called up yonder at the end, when we're called to make accounting basically for what we have done and who we are. So as we're sitting in this place of a negative experience, like we've already covered the positive experience, so there's a negative experience, a negative revelation or understanding is like something that would have been like if you were going to be in the heavenly gates and the pearly gates, right? This would be like them saying, no, you know, uh, you can't like necessarily this is not necessarily favorable, especially when we're looking at it in the context of the tower as a negative experience externally to you. So, okay, we've got a judgment here, a judgment call that is based on mental overburden and mental stress. So, I think, well, we're going to get some advice here as to how to manage the negative parts of these situations when I get to the conclusion here. So, we definitely want to look at this accountability issue that has got us in an external situation. It could be that, we've been maybe gossiping or talking or having some kind of arguments or mental things. And when it all comes out, then we're not in a favorable light. Like we really wish these things had never come out. They could be things that we said or things that we gave in confidence that then when it comes out that these things were said, it's like, oh, dang, now I have to fix this. The tower is going to force me to fix this situation that I probably was trying to avoid fixing. Of course, that's what the epitome of the tower is. So it's quite, interesting anyway that it comes out. But now, in terms of, and yay, Virgo moon, my moon is in Leo. So I don't have Earth in my chart, but I have some good Virgo friends. So this Virgo mean I'm not necessarily, I wasn't tuned in necessarily to what it is, but it seems like if the Virgin is, like pure and naked, the tower has come to strip us naked of things, uh, of any illusions that we have been having, that illusion is not going to be supported anymore. And look, oh, all these people are naked. They're actually naked on the card. So yeah, we've been stripped naked by this Virgo moon. Some people have. Their thoughts have been laid bare in terms of the things that they might have been holding in their heart. So okay, so if your sudden change has come in the financial, material, root chakra realm, that could be, I mean, this is a beautiful card. Again, I love this art. We have the Ten of Pentacles. You can see this little couple. She's got pearls on. They're floating in the castle. They've got pentacles, treasures, diamonds laying all around. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. This is like happy kingdom, right? So if your situation, the way that this could look is like a sudden promotion, where you got a job or a project or something came through that you were not anticipating, that all of a sudden blesses you and you're propelled to a new higher level than you ever were before. That would be how the tower visits in a positive aspect. Unfortunately, we know that the tower visiting in a negative aspect would be something like losing a job, or like in my personal situation, I had my car break down, right? So that was an unexpected tower moment that's been within the last like week or so. I'm hoping that it's the tower that is the energy now, because I really can't. Well, of course, we can deal with the tower, but I'd prefer not to continue dealing with the tower moments. But my car breaking down is absolutely a tower moment that affects negatively my material manifestation. So, how are these particular positive and negative influences on our material and money wealth coming into our energies with this particular full moon? So we're looking at the pentacles. Okay, so the Sun card speaks to this is like the best energy. This is beautiful. Here comes the sun. This is beautiful. So really, here comes the sun. In this case, the tower has changed something financially for you, but this says to me that this tower is actually going to change even more. It is just now going to start shining, and it is going to come even more after this tower moment. So if you think you're happy now, wait until tonight, girl. No, excuse me. Sorry, I get silly sometimes. But no, I'm hearing that as well from my guides. But so this is beautiful. So there's been some kind of material blessing that's come through. If your project has come forward, sunflowers are part of this card, and sunflowers have seeds. So these are seeds that are blossoming into beautiful abundance, and your harvest is actually going to get even better. So, thank goodness for this particular tower, because this is an unexpected windfall, an unexpected success, blossoming that is absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely based on something from your creative pursuits, things that you put your energy into, because we have the orange here of the sacral chakra, and these are blossoming in the sunlight. So this is beautiful. It's definitely going to be flowering into something even greater coming up. Great news. Now, in a negative sense, the King of Wands is, and to me, the kings are not negative. This king was not reverse aspected. So this speaks to a masculine, our outward masculine energy of passionate creation. The King of Wands is like fire sign energy. That's the creative drive of putting something out into the world and juicing it up. So in this case, it may be a project that was planned, that energy was put into, a lot of effort over a period of time, because kings don't just come up overnight. So this could be something that actually was invested in, that did not go or is disrupted through no fault of your own, not because the project was not good, not because it wasn't necessarily a good idea, because obviously it was something that was valued, because a great deal of energy and effort was put into it, but due to some external circumstance, it was not fulfilled. And the thing that we always have to remember is that if there is something that, even though we think that it should have happened, and if it doesn't, then I always fall back onto the idea that at all times, the highest possible outcome for my life is unfolding, despite what I may think. So if my car broke down, or if my project was not approved, if I didn't get the job that I thought that I wanted, that I had been grooming myself for, if if it didn't pan out like I thought it would, I take a moment to like really sit, even though I may be deeply disappointed, and in cases of like a tower, devastated. But like I said at the beginning, if you realize, if it weren't for this tidal wave, this tower would have burnt all the way down. So this is the same kind of situation. If it weren't for whatever this stoppage is external, then maybe your throne would have burned all the way down instead of you being able to redirect your energy somewhere going on into the next phase post this tower moment. Okay. And so we're getting to the area where we're looking at our energies. So the 10 of Wands, if you can see in this particular art, the wands are our energy, the things we propel ourselves with, our joy juice, the things that make us happy, our creative pursuits, the things we exchange with others. So this 10 of Wands is a person who's carrying a lot of energy, right? Now, if you're positively carrying a lot of energy, then you're definitely like busy right now, maybe very active in your life on a lot of different levels, as a parent, as a maid, as a community member, as a light worker. So you're carrying a lot of energy. So, and it could be that there is a sudden change that is going to be bringing more energy to you suddenly. And so knowing that even though it seems like it might be an overwhelming flood of success, that it is something that she, in this case, she's managing it with just one hand. She's not even necessarily struggling with it, right? But in the negative aspect of carrying this energy, certainly when you see this, her demeanor and countenance here at the face level or even the head, is kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. All this stuff is coming at me at the same time. So certainly this tidal wave of stuff is coming at me. And in the negative sense, then this would be being bowled over by that energy, being swept away by that energy instead of managing that energy. So I want to see what if the guidance that comes out, please, to clarify. Information received regarding the tower as it visits our energetic space. Oh, wow. We have the 10 of Wands again. That's the positive thing. Sudden positive change. Oh, wow. And the 10 of Swords. So, wow, this is quite interesting. Okay. Okay. So all the energy, all of this energy that has been being carried, you can see in this particular card, right? It's almost like he's getting ready to like put these stakes into the ground. Like this journey is like over. Like he's getting ready to put this. So the tower in this case would be a sudden like stopping of those energies, like really either getting them managed, all of a sudden being like, oh, whew, right? The tower is here. This is over. Now it's going to decrease and it's going to be, a good thing. Okay. Because we brought them to where we need to. We brought them, they're almost home with this energy. We're near the end of the journey. And so this tower is going to be like a sudden, okay, boom, I made it here quicker than anticipated, with less effort than might have been. Well, not less effort, because clearly there's a lot of effort here, but suddenly a push of energy and I made it to the finish line. Okay. In a negative sense, this energy of all of this, this is quite interesting because she's again mentioning holding her head. This is thoughts, this is mental space, this is lots of things that are painful that are coming up. So whatever all this energy that was being held, that was being contained and that was being held is now caused, like pretty much that's it. This tower has brought not necessarily a good end where the person willingly is leaving this energy alone. This is an end like you can't even walk, let alone carry anything in your hand or move about. You know what I'm saying? Like you're severely restricted by this tower situation. And I mean, it's like we even saw here, with the other Ten of Swords. Mhm. That pretty much is that's 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 it. That's a sudden halt. So there is a unexpected and unavoidable stoppage in energy, stoppage in um, and all of that. The good news about this card is always taught that there is not actually blood seeping. These aren't actively bleeding wounds, so they're not like the death blow, but this is certainly speaking to an end of something. Um, that's got a lot of energy with it still. Quite frankly, this is probably for those who are dealing with something that was of an energetic nature. That's probably really the strongest impact that I'm seeing here through the Ten of Wands is this Ten of Swords being the outcome, right? So this is definitely a tower disruption that's got everything kind of stopped in the water as far as the energy is concerned. If you've been stripped naked of yourself and everything thought of all the things have been moved away from me, then you're going to really be like sitting probably some time in hermit mode to try to figure out what the hell just happened, because you got blind. It's a lot of energy that you got blindsided with this ending, which again is what the tower speaks of. Now, I wanted to draw there. This deck is called the Mixed Emotions deck. And when I was meditating and asking what messages to bring through, I got led to bring this particular deck out because, and I actually have not really used it quite often, but it's called Mixed Emotions by Peter Martin and Chris Wiltsey, a tool that helps you make decisions, solve problems, resolve conflicts, and more. So anyway, these have different images and things on them. So what I want to do is pull out some additional clarifiers about the emotions that are tied to each of these positive and negative outcomes. While I'm shuffling, let me just say that astrologically, if you're a water sign, then you could be dealing with, transportation issues, uneven giving and receiving. If you're an air sign, you're dealing with how you think and view the world and the possibilities that you think and the outcomes that you think are possible. If you're an earth sign, then you're really, excuse me, this was reversed, then you're really at a point of nearly going to be manifesting nearly your best outcome, your dreams coming through and you're happily ever after in terms of your job, career, and how you make your money. And if you're a fire sign, then fire signs are really probably in the crunch right now. I'm a Leo moon, so that definitely is affecting my emotional state. So there's a lot of energy and energy that leads to a lot of thoughts and back and forth within the realm of the fire sign collective at this particular time. So, okay, I want to again get into the emotions under each of these. So, in our emotional arena, after the tower has come and paid us a visit in our life, we have the chariot, we have peaceful, calm, serene, centered. For those who have movement forward in the tower, this movement forward is propelling you to a beautiful place where, I mean, this is like almost like going on vacation or moving, off to some kind of not your everyday place, so somewhere that's like away from it all. Maybe you're going to suddenly be going on a trip. Sudden vacation could also be part of what the tower brings into your reality. But certainly this movement forward in your emotional state, sudden movement forward, is going to bring about a feeling of peacefulness into your energy. Okay, so for those of you who are experiencing the imbalance, the someone stopping wanting to invest in an emotional situation, sudden breakups, sudden change of some emotional connection. Let's see what the mixed emotional guidance is coming forward. Okay, so this is going to be the energy. You're going to be working to get through a response of depression. So, whatever this emotional ending is, where someone does not want to exchange energy anymore, it is going to have a quality of having you experience empty, numb, and withdrawn. So, my guidance in that particular aspect is to know that you are going to move out of this darkness, this dark place, and that if a person is not wanting to exchange energy with you in a balanced way, it would be depleting your energy anyway. It would be pulling all of the energy, the life, the color out of the dynamic. So, either way, if you were in an unhealthy or unbalanced emotional connection, it would not be the best outcome. So the tower has come here, and yes, this is going to make you feel a response to it. So we're not supposed to not be feeling. We're human beings. That part of our emotional body is how we are. So my advice would be to rest, deep rest. I've always heard somebody say that about being depressed, is that's what's necessary. So allow yourself the time to grieve this emotional situation. Allow yourself to acknowledge the pain that is created when we have emotional connection to people. As I'm looking at this tower card again, here you have this person reaching out for a person, but looking the other way, right? So it's like they're definitely not connected. So you may, certainly feel a longing to reach out to the person who you were in the imbalance situation with, but the reminder is that the tower comes because it needs us to move out of our comfort zone. Because if that fire hadn't come, then they might have been washed away by the tidal wave when it hit unexpectedly. So there's, two sides to that dynamic. So certainly, if you feel depressed and you're not feeling like you're able to move yourself out of that energy, then please do reach out to someone who can help you, a counselor, a professional, because breaking up is very hard. And especially if it's sudden loss, sudden emotional change, say someone dying or passing away, or someone breaking up, ending a relationship, separating a family. Absolutely, those things aren't always something that we're prepared to deal with on an emotional level. So please do reach out to get help from someone. If you don't have anyone, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to provide as best support and referral as I can, because again, this card is very deep and black, right? So sometimes the things that blindside us are also those things that have a way of upsetting us more and sending us into a depressed state. So we'll definitely get some additional how to move through that before I close the reading. Okay, so for those who in the mental space have a new outcome on the possibilities before them because of the sudden lightning bolt transformation piece of information that has changed this perspective, what are the mixed emotions for this? Mm, how beautiful. So this card is liberated, independent, and unburdened. I love this. Fly away. Fly away, bird. And look at this. This is heart chakra free. So there's a mental clarity now that is freed you to go out into like a whole new world. Remember, I said a whole new world before? It's like a whole new world. You're no longer in the cage that was created by this mental ideas and energies that were surrounding you, like the bars on this cage. So this is release, peaceful release, right? So dove is also, a messenger of peace. So you're flying free out from your mental thoughts in the cage. You've been liberated. So that is a beautiful emotion to feel. Now, for those whose mental state and ideas have led to a judgment, being stripped naked, being faced with their true beliefs and things that they didn't realize they were thinking, even within themselves, that led to the painful. What are the mixed emotions? Okay, beautiful. Be comforted. So this is again, oh, excuse me. I'm reading in the wrong one. I skipped one. Oh, okay. So here, reassured, consoled, and nourished. Okay. So, in terms of this harsh, sudden mental change that then has you judging and feeling like, there's an unworthiness, or that there's going to be a problem when you do get to the pearly gates, or there's going to be something, then just know that it's not going to be like as bad as you're thinking that it will be. Know that even while all of this is balancing out, when this trumpet is sounding and all of the books are being accounted and being read and looked at, just be comforted knowing that, you know what, you are still covered, surrounded by love. You are still innocent inside of yourself. At the end of it all, when we, look to the reckoning of ourselves, uh, you know, our end reality is so much better than what we sometimes have been taught to believe that it is. There's so much worry about the things that we do and the consequences and repercussions of those things, that we can, again, worry ourselves. And then sometimes when the calling comes up and our worst fears are realized, oh my God, everything I ever thought could go wrong just went wrong on this one day. You still have to know that, be comforted, because it's not as bad. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Now, for the sun, the almost but not quite perfect day, the change that just propelled you over, above, and beyond, but not as far as you are going to go. Oh, we're going to have to do some clarifying on that particular card. Hateful. I don't know. I'm going to hold this out. Please give me clarification on the positive influence of the sudden change in the financial world of our energies for those who experience a sudden promotion, sudden financial gain, windfall, or blessing. That is still two things that are coming out negative. Okay, I'm going to sit with this. I also then want to look at the King of Wands. In this particular, we're looking at the material plane of our reality, manifesting our home, our castle, our kingdom, our family, the wealth and the income to maintain that kingdom. And we're looking at how the Tower has brought in a sudden change to our material space. Okay, so I'm still pausing on this hopeless and hateful energy right here, because I just really haven't gotten guidance yet as to what to do with that. But in the King of Wands, disappointed and confused. Okay, so again, we were looking at a project that we were working on, something we were putting our effort into, that we had really been excited about, and externally we had invested a lot in it. So we filled up our balloon and released it, and we're disappointed. That is emotion around what happens when this project didn't go off. Now confused, disoriented, bewildered, and puzzled. So what we have here, like, is lots of energy going lots of different ways, right? Like maybe this project, it was just one of the avenues that you followed when you were crafting your energetic expression, and the tower has come and it has cut off just one of these avenues, and it will be up to you to redirect then to a better pathway, one that's not as confused and tangled as it was turning out to be. The crystallization of where you're going to be moving your energy forward, it'll be very clear to you, because the avenues that you were previously sending your energy down, the projects that you were working on, the income, the investments that you were making, it's just not happening in the way that you want. So the thing to do would be to, again, strip it down to its naked parts. This is the full moon in Virgo. So all this extra stuff, as you look at the remnants of the tower and as it shattered, clear out and get down to the bare bones. Clear out any places where your energy was being diluted and being less effective. The tower has come because this is a tangled knot. This was a tangled mess. So, you may be disappointed, but you're doing what you're supposed to do. When this is a person who's doing what they're supposed to do, they're investing their energy in a very authoritative manner. So, yes, when you're doing that, you can stand confident knowing that you're in the right position. But sometimes just the external budget cuts, changes in projects, people moving away, people getting fired, not coming back to work, and all of a sudden the project falls apart. Too many cooks, not enough eaters, or saying something like that has happened here. So this tower has come because it's going to clarify, untangle that knot. Don't be disappointed, because there's 99 red balloons. If you're a child of the 80s, you know what 99 red balloons is. So this is just one. Like, I got 99 problems, but this ain't one. So yeah, you may feel disappointed, but know that 99 other balloons are out there that are going to come into better clarity now that the tower has disrupted the structures that were not as solid as you thought they were. Okay. Now, for the 10 of Wands, in a positive aspect, the 10 of Wands, setting down the 10 of Wands, this disruption came and it took it. Maybe you got a vacation. Maybe you're getting ready to go out of town. You got a sudden vacation. You got to get away from it all. Maybe you had a sudden move, something that positively enabled you to take a break from all that you had going on. I think I'm going to have to go get that card because, woo, they just keep flying out. Okay. Receptive. Excuse me. Let me find this card. Hold on. Wow. No wonder it wanted to come out so strong. We have receptive and fulfilled. Look at that. This is so beautiful. It's like opening our hands to receive. And see, in this particular case, you're giving. You're holding this. You're taking it. So when these are suddenly transformed, it's like the roses that bloom, from these efforts and wands. This is going to change to you receiving. You are going to be receiving back the energy quite suddenly. And this is like love and emotions. These are roses, open, accepting, and welcoming. So this tower has basically turned you into a position where you are now going to be more open than you had been before to receiving things. And not only that, look at these stars: satisfied, self-actualized, and at peace. So here you have these stars. It's like she's throwing the stars and placing them in the sky. It's such a, beautiful kind of energy, because both of these are carrying, they're carrying energy, putting stars, putting lights in the sky. So something is, happening that's got you on star status, where your energy is like out there shining bright. This sudden transformation is a beautiful blessing for you. Just be in the receiver's position of it and enjoy being fulfilled. And as you shine with that light of fulfillment, you're going to be illuminating other people around you as well. Now, for those of you who this Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, double whammy combination has come, that's kind of set you back in a way that you would have preferred that you not experience, probably. Let's look here. Oh, wow. Oh, that card is not supposed to be here. Okay. Well, so this situation, whew, panicky, terrified, petrified, and anxious. Also worried, concerned, troubled, and uneasy. Here we have so much green and blue. This is something that's got your heart racing. This has got something that's got you worried. This is a child. This is something that's got you worried about, near and dear to your heart. So this sudden energetic shift, this energy that's around you, that's brought this tower is brought in, that has stripped everything away and caused this sudden heart. It's like, really, this is like so intense. You see, even this person, it's like they're trying to come up from that ship that was sinking from here, right? This is this guy like kind of trying to get to the surface before the boat sinks so he can make it to the shore. So there's definitely an energy that, you know, especially if you're talking about wands, which is our energies, our passion. If this is going on, then absolutely the tower has got you in a disrupted and panicky space. So the advice that I can say here is to recognize and realize that you are not going to drown. Okay. It may feel like it. And you know that feeling is if you're a swimmer, if you're coming up towards the surface, but you're almost out of air and you're like, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? He's going to make it. He is going to make it because the tower has come. Ultimately, even though it's negative, it does come to make something positive. So if this is what freed him from the boat so he could reach the surface so that he could make it to the shore where he finally passed the heck out, then okay, you know what I'm saying? Then better to be able to swim and be panicky for a while than to be trapped in that old tower and drown with the ship when it goes down. You know what I'm saying? And certainly, again, feeling worried about stuff, feeling anxious about things. The temperature is up. You might be feeling the heat from all of this sudden change. But the thing about it is you can't really go anywhere, like, because this is like a stop to everything while this energy, you know, this guy is stopped. They're stopped on the beach. That's it. So this child, excuse me, is in bed. So he's resting. He can't go anywhere. So what I'm hearing is you're going to have this is a sick day. All right, so whatever it is has got you sidelined, but it's because there was an excess amount of energy that was happening anyway. So, whew, this is again probably the most intense of the energies or emotions that are coming up around this particular tower. Now, I do want to look at this sun in reverse with hopeless and hateful because the guidance did come out. And it's quite interesting here because here is that ship. Wow, I'm just noticing it. Hold on, let me. Here's a ship going down. You know, this money thing here, if your tower is affecting, if a ship goes down, the cargo goes down. All were lost at sea. The cargo was lost. It's hopeless, right? That certainly would not be a positive sun aspect. However, the fact that the sun is still a positive card, and this is the positive tower visiting your life. So in the case of when ships go down, there's usually insurance on the cargo. on the investment for the owner of that ship. So even though all may appear lost, the sun may appear to be out of the clouds, know that this is not hopeless, that this is just something that appears negative right now, but is actually going to be more positive than you think it could be. It could be that your insurance is better than you think it is. And, like in my case, it could be that the cost to repair my ship is going to be less than anticipated, right? Even though right now it's like, oh, my car is down, I'm not able to drive anywhere. But, the cost is going to be less than anticipated. Now, this hateful, hostile, vengeful, and spiteful energy, I don't know about this. Let me see if I can get some clarification in relationship to the sun and an energy of hateful and spiteful energy that's coming in. Okay, so this is the energy of feeling left out in the cold and the start of like a message of financial. And this is having a new perspective, or recently been illuminated of a new perspective, or someone looking at things differently than normal. So what I'm getting from this is that this influence that's relating to your sudden rapid change of things is probably going to make people somewhat envious of your financial gain. The reason that you feel things are hopeless is because of the outward appearances, but if you dig deeper and go further, then at the out, this is almost like an external energy that was like sabotage because someone was feeling hateful toward you. But it's like your blessing cannot be like, if you sunk my ship, it doesn't matter, I have it insured. So sink away, I'll be all right, right? Like when it comes out, I'll actually wind up being okay because, here's again the money coming in. So you're not going to be left out in the cold, you know. So this person, this energy of looking and hanging around to see what's going on, this is going to be disrupted, and as you move forward. So let's see, last but not least, I do want to give guidance from the Keepers of the Light Oracle cards just to kind of wrap up this whole tower situation. I know this was a long reading, but I really felt like I was guided to look at this tower. So, if you look at overall, like the positive side of the tower shows that, there's forward movement into creating the world of our dreams, that it might be a little below where we're aiming for, but it's eventually going to get there. It's going to take a lot of energy, but we will be moving towards a place where we will be able to let that energy down because we've achieved our goals, all because of this external shift that's happened. If we're experiencing this negatively, then there was an unequal giving and receiving of emotions that, led to a reconciliation, a calling of things to accounts, and moving, from a place of being disappointed about where we put that energy in. If we were investing in relationships, jobs, or people, being disappointed and confused as to why that didn't, but moving to a place then of being done with it. You know what? Okay, it didn't work. I'm done with it. I'm letting it go. I feel the pain and I'm moving on from it. And if we're in a positive, then we're peaceful. We're feeling free. We're feeling fulfilled and receptive. we're realizing that things are not as bad as they seem, and that the effects of others just really don't have the ability to stop our progress, even though they can have a great influence. If we're experiencing this negatively, then we know, you know what? I may feel depressed, but you know what? I need to be comforted and know that, everything's taken care of. I am taken care of by, the divine. And, in this case, the divine is taking care of me. And so don't worry, be comforted because, I can, even though this is terrible and even though it may be disappointing and confusing, understand that while I can feel worried and panicky, at the end of this tower disruption, ultimately we will be moved out of depression, out of hopelessness and imbalance and confusion. We're going to be moved out of that as this tower begins to be rebuilt and we move forward with our lives. So, from the Keepers of the Light, hi Zena. How are you doing? I'm so glad you tuned on. I hope that you have not had a tower. A Libra season. For those of you that are Libras, Libra has had tower all over things. So I hope that you are on the happy side of the tower, or at least a blend of it, or can move on through it. Zena. Okay, let me keep moving here. All right, so the final guidance from the Keepers of the Light Oracle as to managing this energy of the tower related to the Virgo full moon on this day, February 19th, 2019. We have Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Okay, so this is really beautiful energy because this imagery speaks about, this is the high priestess. This is the wisdom, the divine intuition, the feminine connected through to bring forth that divine Sophia wisdom goddess that is coming forward, right? So what we focus on, what we intend is, high priestess, right? So that inner knowledge working through us, right? So if all of this has happened in the tower, we know that we need to go within. And then when we are faced with, if it's what we desire and we just got our wishes come true, then we focus more on that so that we amplify it and we focus on it with the feeling of gratitude for all that we received, for the world that we received, for the manifestation of our wishes coming through, and for all this energy, right? So your focused intention. And as you work to resolve the negative tower that has come, if you had a sudden breakup, situation, project firing, losing a job, ending of things, focus your intention on moving your energy from those negative emotions, because you don't want to receive back more tower. And we've all been around people who have like a consistent series of disaster, 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 one thing after another, after another, after another. It's because when the tower comes and they're focusing on, oh my gosh, what's the next tower? What's the next negative thing? When's the next hammer going to follow? What's the next thing to drop? So what you're going to need to do is make sure that your intention is that whatever this terrible thing is, expect the best possible outcome. So even though it looks like you've been stabbed in the back and the ship has sunk and all is lost, and the judgment has come, it's the day of reckoning and we're about to drown, deeply disappointed, understand that no, this was the best possible outcome. It could have been worse. Know that within your being. Trust that. Go within. Trust your inner divine guidance that is going to say you are going to be victorious over this particular circumstance in the tower as it comes. Now, I do want to look at the guidance from this particular book. This is, one of the beautiful decks that you can get. This one is by Kyle Gray, and this is the Keepers of the Light Oracle cards. And so Diana says, Diana is the Roman moon goddess of the hunt. Okay, yay. We got the moon goddess on the full moon reading in Virgo. Okay. She is also known as Artemis in Greek mythology, where she has similar attributes. She is often depicted with wild animals around her, and she is associated with the moon. She connects deeply with wild beasts that come out at night. She's often seen holding a bow and a quiver of arrows, which signifies her ability to help us focus on a vision. She also helps us tune into our intuitive side so that we can listen to the wisdom that will guide us towards our goal. In particular, she encourages women to move into their true power and promotes equality of all souls. Move forward with unwavering faith, knowing that the universe is supporting you. Diana is helping you to awaken your divine ability to manifest what you deserve. Any fear is only a reminder that whatever you are working on or through is an important issue for your growth. Your focus is strong now and will be particularly powerful at the full moon. You may be aware of night owl tendencies. This is because your angels and guides are sending you important messages that you may be missing during the day due to a busy schedule. Set some time aside to do a deep meditation to receive the guidance. Wow, that's beautiful. So, one of the things that I've been listening to this week is this beautiful new album by India Ari, and the album is called Worthy. And it is absolutely a beautiful tribute to like the human soul and the spirit. And of course, I love India Ari. If any of you are familiar with Wayne Dyer, he talks about her "I Am Light" song, which is also quite beautiful. But this particular song that has been listening to this week, I've also shared it on the Vibrarian page on Facebook if you want to check it out over there. But it is this song, and it's talking about if you want to understand and know more about yourself and live in your life. And the thing to do is to connect every day a little bit so that you can get deeper and deeper into connection with that intuitive part of yourself, with your higher knowing. And I'm actually trying to look for the lyrics real quickly here because it was beautiful. If you'll indulge me just a moment here. Thank you to everyone who has been tuning in. And so here are the lyrics to her song. And it says, if you want to know real feeling, take the time for healing, a moment in the morning for prayer. Begin anew with sunrise, wipe the dust from your eyes, be rid of your disguises again. A little for your father, a little for your mother, a little for your sister, a little for your brother. A little love for your soul will make you whole. If you're looking for protection, learn to read direction written in the depths of your soul. Remember in the noonday, sit in peace, meditate. Stillness takes you farther than you know. So if you are in the dust of the tower and it has all come down around you, take time, go within, realize that this is not the end of the world. It came as a necessary disruption. This is part also of like the completion of the eclipses and the moon energies that we've been going through like this year already. So this is an opportunity to like really look at then be rid of your disguises. It's like being naked, be rid of your disguises. So, like, you are going to be working after the dust settles, and all the things that were solid that were not, you thought were solid, that we found out were not, all the relationships we thought were solid, we weren't, all the money and the financial plans we made that we thought were not. Remember that it's not as bad as you think. Go within, connect with that self, figure out what you needed to let go, and then take the time to move forward. But do it in a place where you've connected with your higher self deeply, intentionally, to move you through to a place after this tower where you are more deeply connected to that divine within. If you have been receiving the positive side of the tower, then go within and feel the beauty and the gratitude for this sudden shift that propelled you over your obstacles, that moved you into a new space of love and manifestation and further up your ascension ladder. Even our negative tower experiences move us up the ascension ladder because it is all for our growth and development. And we all know that that which does not kill us does truly make us strong. So thank you for tuning in to this reading today. Let me see if we have any comments in the chat room. I'm good, Zena. I tell you what. Thanks for commenting to those who are in the chat room. And if you're catching this on the replay and the tower has just come into you, I think that it's meant for you to see this at the time that you did, and that it's not time sensitive because, in terms of when we're led to stuff, it's always in the perfect time and the perfect place for us. So, through our connection with the divine, I'm thankful for the connection with the divine that allowed me to come into this space and to share this message with you at this Virgo full moon. And I'd love to hear from you about your tower moments. If it's something that you can share, please definitely do so. So, anyway, I absolutely honor the light in you and see the reflection of myself in the divinity of every being around me. Namaste.